This is a brief introduction about PaidaLajin self-healing. Paida means slapping. If you look at the hands here, they're using their hands to slap. Okay. Lajin means stretching. If you look at here, people just lie on a bench and lift one foot up. This is called lajin. Both can be done by yourself because PaidaLajin is not a medical treatment, which means you can do it anywhere, anytime. It is simply a lifestyle, just like doing yoga or Tai Chi. Why do we do PaidaLajin? Because we have all kinds of diseases. Now here we have to redefine disease. What is a disease? You may have hundreds of names, but we just define disease as a kind of blockage or unbalance. What is unbalanced? Your body, yin and yang, okay? In our body we have meridians, which are the channels where our energy moves. Once the meridians are blocked, your body is unbalanced. So that is what we call disease. So in one word, all blockages form all kinds of diseases. Then unblocking the meridians heals. Why do we call it self-healing? Because you can do it by yourself, so you can heal yourself. In fact, all these different kinds of self-healing methods are doing the same thing. Unblock the blockages, such as herbal medicine, acupuncture, acupressure, massage, skin scraping, cupping, yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, and even more. For example, frozen shoulders. This is a normal disease. There are many different ways or different medical ways to treat this. You can use medicine, you can use acupuncture, you can even use surgery. But when we say self-healing, you can do it all by yourself. The simplest way is just slapping. You can slap all around the affected area. Maybe 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes or even more. Then you have what we call the SA here. You can see it looks like a bruise, but it is not. If you look at this picture, you will see all these people's arms are full of what we call SA. Of course, in English, there's no such word. The only word available is bruise, but this is not a bruise. So this kind of SA shows or indicates the blockage in our body. Then, what is SA? SA is a very specific Chinese character that has been used for thousands of years. So SA indicates blockage. How? Because this is what we call the polluted or poisoned blood. So once you slap on your body, if you do have some polluted blood, because of this kind of what we call self-healing effect, the SA will appear, telling you that you got problems, or what we call diseases. And here we use the disease names such as hypertension, heart disease. It's only for communication purposes. During the practice, we normally call it blockages. So here is a picture showing a college student result of Paida. After slapping on the inner side of the elbow, you can see you have all this black SA, because this is where the meridian of heart go through. Now you can see she has some blockages here, or in the modern world you call it heart disease. But here in fact it is just a blockage of the heart meridian. If you look at this one, this is what we call complex diseases, because there have been many blockages on different blockages. This lady, a Tibetan lady, was dying. So after doing some slapping on the legs, she came back, she felt much more comfortable. If you look at this one, this is like a piece of art, like a painting, but this is the result of slapping on the hip. Why? Because there have been many blockages on different meridians. So after doing slapping, the sa appears. Then the lady's pain is gone. It's like over 20 years pain on the hip and the lower back. This picture shows the Tibetans doing Paida or slapping. When I first visited Tibet, I had to use acupuncture, acupressure. Those things can be only done by myself, so it is a sort of treatment. But now, if you teach people how to do it by themselves, they can all do it by themselves, so they can heal themselves. When I did acupuncture, let's say, or acupressure, I could only handle about 100 people per day. But now, no matter how many people show up, as long as I teach them, they can all do by themselves. It's easy. And why does it work? This is a big question. So here I would explain from a scientific point of view. Okay, first of all, according to modern physics, the whole universe is composed of different vibrations. The color we see and the sound we hear, these are all different vibrations. And we know our heartbeats. But in fact, every single organ, every single cell of our body has a vibration. So the whole world, whole universe is just a vibration. Now, if you look at the Chinese character, medicine is composed by two parts, grass plus music. What is music? Music means a kind of vibration. So when we say a herbal medicine works, it's because every single herb has a different vibration. If you take it into your stomach, it will be diversified into different parts of our body through different channels. Okay, but now if we do Paida, slapping, that will also cause a vibration. But unlike the herbal medicine, which is working in an indirect way, here if you do the Paida, it works directly, because you can directly Paida on the meridians where you have the problems or diseases. For example, if you have a stomach problem, you can just slap on your stomach meridian, which is on the leg. Okay, you can do it all by yourself, or you can do it on each other. Then the stomach pain will disappear instantly. We have thousands of examples like this. Now, from another point of view, biology and chemistry. This is the latest discovery by a group of scientists from Columbia University based in New York, and they published their dissertation in the Cell magazine August 2007. You can check it out all by yourself from Google or on the internet. How does it work? What does it mean? Okay, before this discovery, we human beings just took our skeleton or muscle only as a chemical structure that supports our movement. Okay, but now it is also discovered the bones, the skeleton, and also the muscles of our body are the largest endocrine organs, which means once you give them enough incentive, your muscles and the bones will generate all kinds of hormones such as insulin, endorphin, etc. That being the case, healing can also be happening, because the physical action of PaidaLajin will cause chemical and biological changes. And this can be checked out through all kinds of machines in the hospital or in the laboratory. Now, the third point is about electromagnetics. This is a word used by the scientists. Throughout history, if you look at this photo, human beings look at our own bodies in this way. The far right side two photos, this is a skeleton. This is a physical, mechanical structure. This is how we look at ourselves. Now the three ones in the middle shows the picture or how we human beings look at ourselves in a chemical and a biological way. So this is a chemical or biological body. Yet these are all visible to our eyes. If you look at the far left side, a photo showing a kind of light. Scientists call it electromagnetic field. The Indians call it chakra system. Well, the Chinese call it meridian system. So, as I said just now, meridian is the channel where the energy moves. So this is all about medicine. So energy medicine is a very popular word. So when you do PaidaLajin, you can definitely enhance your energy. For example, when you slap on a certain area of your body, let's say you just slap on your hands. Just for a few minutes, you can feel warmer because the energy is circulating faster. So that's the simplest way you can feel the energy. When you do the stretching, you can feel the same way. You can feel warmer. For some people, they can even get sweat. Why do we promote self-healing? In fact, all healing in this world is self-healing. If you look at the animals and the plants, you will realize all these animals and plants for thousands or even millions of years have been healing themselves if they ever get sick or have whatever diseases. Human being is probably the only species on this planet that voluntarily gives up self-healing. So healing, in fact, is all self-healing. Even doctors help you, that is only help you to do the self-healing. There are many different ways to do self-healing, such as yoga, tai chi, tapping, massage, or even all the sports exercise have the function of self-healing. Then why do we pick up PaidaLajin? Here are the reasons. First of all, it is extremely simple. It is so simple that you can learn it in just 1 minute. Let's say if you just use one hand to slap the other. That is slapping. It's so simple. Imagine if you learn yoga or tai chi. It may take weeks or even months or even years. That we all know. Okay. Number two, it works very well, extremely well. We use the word healing effect. How effect? We have more to talk about it in the following chapters. In one word, in a way, the healing effect, I have to emphasize, is the self-healing, which means it is not a medical treatment. It's so good that it's too good to be true. Okay. Number three, you do it yourself. Because it is simple and it works, you can do it yourself. Number four, it's free. Since you can do it yourself, it doesn't cost a coin. Number five, it's safe and organic, which means you don't have any side effect. But after practicing for a while, we do find some side effects. Number one, it makes you lose a lot of weight, 10, 15, or even 20 kilos. Number two, it also makes your skin more beautiful, getting rid of a lot of dark spots on the skin. Number 3, for some people, it helps you to grow up the hair or make the hair from white to black again. And more importantly, it will dramatically increase your sex drive, increase your sex life. Why? Because it's all about energy. Just imagine it is a balloon, okay? Once you have the energy, the balloon will expand. Once you lose your energy or you get leakage, all the energy leaks out, it all collapses. So just imagine, okay? Lastly, it can be used almost in every division or department that has been categorized in the hospital, which means it can be used for, let's say, chronic diseases, emergency cases, children's diseases, women's problems, and even for losing weight and make yourself more beautiful, and even for all kinds of depression problems, psychological problems. Why? Because it's all one disease. It's all one disease, that is the blockage of meridian. Once you unblock the blockages, healing happens. This is a chart showing the healing effect. Healing here, I mean self-healing. You do it yourself. It is not biomedical treatment, okay? In one of our workshops, on the west column, you can see all these kind of diseases names. But this is just for communication purpose. Because in the workshop, all the people ignore their disease names. They just do the same thing. Now, if you look at right column, which shows the kind of effective rate. So basically, it works on all kinds of diseases. So people may still ask, in the workshop, it works. What about they go home after the workshop? We didn't know at the beginning, so we did the report. We did a survey, okay? This is a report showing the result of the survey. Of those close to 300 people, 85% still do PaidaLajin when they go home. Of those who are still doing PaidaLajin, 93% stop all medication, which means average about 80% of the people who participated in the workshop or are still doing PaidaLajin at home, they no longer take medicine. What about their health condition? More than 90% of them, their health condition is even much better than the time they took medicine. Even the remaining 7%, okay, which shows the health condition remains the same as before. That actually still shows an improvement because they take no more medicine. But let's say their blood pressure, sugar level still keep the same. So it still works. In 2015, we did another survey on the workshop. This statistics shows the major 4 diseases, 90% have great healing effect. These include diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, and all kinds of pain problems on the joints, on the lower back, on the legs, etc. When I say healing effect, please keep in mind, number 1, this kind of effect, they can check by themselves with all the equipment. They can also go to check it out by all the doctors and equipment in the hospital, okay? Plus, when they do this kind of healing effect or self-healing actions, they mostly either stop medication or dramatically reduce the dosages. In 2016, we did a new form of training, that is the online training. About close to 200 participants give us some of their feedback. Okay, the online workshop means they just stay home on the internet, and we coach them online. And then we give them homework and they answer their questions. But they do all this by themselves. Just do the PaidaLajin, simple. Okay, here's the result. 91% of the respondents have improved health conditions, and 98% satisfied with the workshop. Here's a typical example. This gentleman from Malaysia took medication for 39 years because of his high blood pressure. So since 2010, after doing PaidaLajin, he stopped all medication. Now he's in a perfect shape. Actually, he's teaching more people to do PaidaLajin in Malaysia. This is a gentleman's report from Macau, and he did like 3 times a day insulin on himself. Of course, he had many other diseases in addition to diabetes. So after doing PaidaLajin, he improved. Then he attended our workshop, and then all the sugar level and other indicators are normalized. So he has stopped all the medicine and the insulin ever since. This is a report showing the bypass result. Actually, it shows this gentleman cancelled his surgery, bypass surgery. Why? Because the doctors discovered after doing PaidaLajin, all these blocked meridians and the blocked vessels in the heart, cardiological part, they all cleared. So the doctor cancelled bypass surgery. This is a case about rheumatoid arthritis. This lady got pain everywhere from head to toe because of rheumatoid arthritis. She tried every means. It simply didn't work. So she came to attend a workshop, and then she went home doing PaidaLajin many hours a day. Just several months later, this is a report showing that the so-called RA factor became negative. This is another case from Switzerland. A lady had one knee replaced already, and 1 week later she would have another replacement surgery. So after doing PaidaLajin, she cancelled the surgery. And 2 years later I went to Switzerland again and I asked her, did you do the surgery? She said, of course not. And now you can see from the photo, she came here with a stick. Now she could dance. What about varicose vein? This is from South Africa. This is a natural healer herself. You can just directly slap on the varicose vein. Maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or even 1 hour, 2 hours. This lady slept for 2 hours, so just once. The varicose vein was gone. What about a paralyzed stroke? See, the paralyzed person after the stroke, normally half of the body paralyzed and had difficulty to walk. So you can see this gentleman, when he came, he was on a wheelchair, and in day 2 he could walk with help from others, and in day 5 he could walk. This is otitis. That is a kind of pain and kind of flammable problem from the ears. So after doing slapping on the ears, on the face, so this problem also self-healed. Also, some people already had surgery, but that area still felt pain. This is a case on a lady who already had surgery. Her doctor invited me to her clinic, asked me what to do. I said, it's very simple. You just slap on that pain area. You can see the scar area. You slap, then the scar will appear. Maybe you slap for 10, 20 minutes or even longer. Then the pain will disappear. Oh, dramatically reduced. What about Alzheimer's? This is from an old age home in San Francisco. As long as you encourage old people to do the gentle slapping on each other or on themselves, it works on all of them. What does this mean? Okay, here is the phenomenon. Okay, after doing this PaidaLajin, they can see better, their memories become better, they can hear better, they can walk better, they can hear better. Everything becomes better. So you can see it generally improves all the functions of the human body. The normal pains will be even easier. See, this is the Consul General of Italy. We met in Zurich, just at the dining table, by slapping his elbow for like 10-20 minutes. And his tennis elbow was like 80% alleviated. That kind of pain, of course. What about emergency case? Actually, this is my favorite topic. I didn't know the word CPR until one day a doctor raised this issue. After seeing so many great healing effects on emergency cases, let's talk about the most dangerous cases like heart attack. Our statistics shows, based on at least 1,000 cases, okay, for heart attack, as long as you slap heavily on the inner side of the elbow, it works great. So far, the healing effect is 90%. If we check from internet about the CPR, the average shows about 10%. Okay, if you still have doubt, you can do it all by yourself. This is a recent case from a workshop by another gentleman. One lady got a heart attack, so the people around her just slap on the inner side of the elbow and also a little bit at the inner side of the wrist. It works very well. Just in a few 5 to 10 minutes, she came back to life. In addition to all kinds of heart attacks, you have other emergency cases like stroke, headache, stomachache, cramps. This all can be done by yourselves or by other people around you. You don't have to be a doctor because this is simple, okay? For details of this, you can find it from internet or from PaidaLajin, Self-Healing, my book, which is in English, German, Spanish, and many other languages. And why does this work? I'm sure this is a big question raised by many people. Okay, for that, the answer is very simple. Because this system is designed by the creator or God, or Chinese call it Tian, whatever name you give it, doesn't matter. Everyone is born with this self-healing system. So I even call it, this is the fundamental human right. Now, here, this is a more professional report done by a group of professional medical doctors in India. Because in 2015, we had a joint clinical workshop with a diabetes research center in India. This is a report written by the medical doctors, okay? Number one, it works on all the diabetes 2, okay? It also works very well on diabetes 1. Number 3, it works greatly on all this high blood pressure. Number 4, it works very well on all kinds of heart diseases, okay? And of course, it works even better on all kinds of pain problems. Lower back pain, hip pain, all kinds of pain problems. Number 6, because among this diabetic group, there are 2 people who are Parkinson's diseases, okay? So they either stop or reduce the dosages of the medicine. The healing is also great. The last information, which is extremely important, is related with energy. All the people, all the participants, all the participants in the workshop, all of them, 100%, doubled their energy. So you can see PaidaLajin, above all, will enhance your energy level. This is the local newspaper report on the PaidaLajin effect in the Indian workshop. Of course, this is side effect. You lose a lot of weight. This gentleman actually came for his gout problem and also hypertension, heart disease, and many other problems. So all those problems after doing PaidaLajin are gone, but the side effect is that he lost about 15 kilos, which is a lot. And also some people after doing PaidaLajin on the head, especially the Paida on the head, the hair grows up, and some of them, the white hair turns into black hair again. There are many ways to learn PaidaLajin. You can learn it by reading books or watching videos from the internet, but the most effective way is to learn it by attending PaidaLajin workshops, because you not only learn the theory there, you actually do it, experience it, and also learn how to handle all kinds of healing crises. Well, this is part 1 of PaidaLajin self-healing introduction. We have more details on how to do PaidaLajin in part 2. Now we continue to talk about PaidaLajin self-healing. This is part 2. Here are a few key concepts about self-healing. First, forget or ignore the disease names, because these disease names are mostly defined according to the symptoms rather than the cause or the reason for the diseases. So sometimes they're misleading. For example, if you're given a name diabetes, you most probably focus on lowering the sugar level. But in fact, if you are given the name diabetes, you in fact have more diseases or more problems than just the sugar level issue. Or you might also say sugar level is only one of the many symptoms, which means you have problems or the blockages on your meridians of heart, which means you also have heart disease, and also the blockages on your kidney, liver, gallbladder, spleen, big and small intestine, etc. So in one word, these diseases are mostly called complex diseases. Or you may say, if you're given one disease name, you most probably have 10 or 15 or even 20, 30 diseases. When I say disease, we would use the word blockage. So there are many blockages on different meridians. So why do you focus on lowering the blood sugar only while ignoring all the other blockages, such as your heart, pericardium, liver, kidney, and so on? So since a disease is a complex disease, we should unblock all these blockages, which means whatever healing is called, it must be a holistic healing. You have to do it all. You cannot just focus on one. And that being the case, you have to find out the reasons or where exactly they are blocked. But for most of the diseases, as we mentioned, they have blockages on almost all the major meridians. So we'd better do it all to cleanse all of them. This is why we use the word antivirus software. So your meridian system or your self-healing system is almost like antivirus software. Once you do the PaidaLajin, it activates your self-healing system or the chi or the energy in your body. So the energy begins to scan your whole body. Wherever it is blocked, it is a disease. And then you will face all kind of pain or numb and sore. So we use another word to describe this. That is carpet bombing. This is a word used during Vietnam War for bombing. That means you bomb every inch. So here, since we have 14 major meridians, we'd better do it all. That is from head to toe. Okay. Of course, when you do the Paida and the Lajin, you will face pain. So many people are afraid of pain. Some people even hate pain. In fact, pain is a gift from God or from the Creator. Why? First of all, pain protects you throughout your life. It works or serves as a protection line. It protects you from all kinds of dangers. For example, if you get close to fire, you have the pain, right? So you stay away from the pain. That is the typical case, okay? So it is a protection. Without this protection, you may have been damaged or hurt for many, many times without even knowing. Number two, pain is also the most accurate diagnosis. Wherever you have the pain, you have the disease, dis-ease, or you can say you have the blockage. So this kind of diagnosis is more accurate than any machine you've ever met. Number three, pain is also healing. When you do the PaidaLajin, during the pain, you will feel your body will get warmer and warmer, and you can feel the energy is activated. So once the energy is activated, the fixing or the healing happens. And more importantly, pain is like a direction. It's like a GPS. Wherever you have the pain, the energy will go there to help you to fix the problem. So during the pain, according to the Chinese medicine, the yang energy will increase while the yin will decrease. So when the yang energy increases, the yin automatically and naturally decreases so that it's balanced. So it's easy to explain. If you use the mainstream theory, it's also easy to explain. So during the pain, the endocrine system works in its best way. So in the pain, all kinds of new hormones will appear, will be generated, while the bad hormones or unwanted hormones by your body will be deleted. How do you know this? You can check it out with all the machines and equipment in modern science, okay, in the hospital, in the laboratory. You can check your sugar level, your hypertension, your blood pressure, your urine, your hormones, your insulin, everything you can check with the machines. Which means during the pain, all these hormone changes will happen. Or in other words, PaidaLajin as a physical action will cause all kinds of chemical and biological changes. And these changes can be checked out through all the scientific method and the machines. Number four, pain also works as the best way to prevent. Occasionally, when you do the PaidaLajin, within your range, of course, of tolerance, the pain will help you circulate the energy better, enhance your energy better, higher. Then all the small diseases will disappear, and all the possible big diseases will be prevented from happening at all, will be stopped there. So this is also the best prevention, okay? Now the last concept, probably the most important one, is healing crisis. If you look at the river, in dry season, without any rain, even if there is a dam on the river, the pressure will not be that high. But if it is raining season, the flooding will happen. So the water flows will be much, much bigger. So the dam or the blocked area will face much, much bigger pressure. And that kind of pressure can be used to generate electricity. So you can see it's a kind of energy. But now, when you do the PaidaLajin, it's the same as the river. All this energy in your body will increase a lot when you do PaidaLajin. So all the energy movement in your meridian system will be much, much stronger. Thus, all the blocked areas will face much bigger pressure. So you will have all kinds of suffering feelings such as pain, numb, sore, coughing, and even fainting away. This is what we call healing crisis. But please keep in mind, this is one of the best gifts from God. The healing crisis means the healing is happening, or the yin and the yang, or in a more simplified way, the good energy and the bad energy, they're fighting with each other. Or the energy is trying to struggling through the blocked areas by the yin, by the blockages. So that's how healing happens. So actually, healing crisis is the natural part of the healing itself. So whenever you have the healing crisis, please be grateful. Don't hate healing crisis. In fact, the bigger the healing crisis, the better the healing effect. Now, we know we should do what we call carpet bombing from head to toe. That is, we do the Pai on every inch of our body. But the problem is we never have enough time. So these are the 4 areas we call general areas to begin with. So if you don't have time, you can always begin by doing Paida on those 4 areas. That is the elbows, 2 elbows, 2 hands, and 2 knees, and 2 feet. The reason for giving or for beginning to Paida on these areas are very simple. Number 1, these areas are very carefully selected because they have covered major meridians in our body. Furthermore, they have covered the major and all the key acupoints in our body, which is very important. Or you may also say, or imagine, these areas are basically the joints. It's like the curved area of a river where most of the garbage accumulates. So whenever you do this area, the cleansing or the detox will be much more effective. If you understand the meridian system, you can actually check against the meridian chart. You can find out more about their relationship between these general parts and every single organ of your body. So after doing all these 4 general areas, then you can do the whole body. Depending on your time, you may do it in 5 minutes or even 5 hours. It's up to you. Here's how we do on the elbows. You can do it by yourself, but you can also do it Paida on each other. This is on the knees, but the knees are a little bit more complicated. This is the front knee. You also have the side, both sides, and also back of the knee. For the back of the knee, you'd better do on each other. That is more effective and convenient. And also have the hands and the feet. Foot is a bit more complicated. You have the inner side and outside of the ankle, and also the back and the bottom of the foot. This another reason for picking up these 4 general areas is because for feet and hands are the areas where all the meridians begin or end. During doing PaidaLajin, you'd better do it in a meditative way. You'd better close your eyes and concentrate. And you can talk to your body with those 4 sentences. I'm sorry, forgive me, thank you, I love you. These are 4 words from the American book, Zero Limit. They are very good, and by doing so, It's like a communication between your body and your heart, because your bodies are sick because of you, because of your behavior and your performance and your thinking before. Now it's time to harmonize your body and your mind and your soul and your heart. Half of the population is women. So many ladies ask the question, can we directly PaiDa breasts? We didn't know at the beginning, but after being practiced by some women, and they found great healing effect. For example, one lady at the beginning, she had a tumor as big as an egg. She did PaiDa directly on the breast, on the tumored area, and of course it was very painful, and also a lot of scar appeared. But she just did again, very painful. But then what happened? The tumor in the breast became smaller and smaller. Within 1 month, it totally disappeared. So now, since we put this testimonial on our website, people from the ladies from all over the world began to directly slap on the breasts. And furthermore, we discovered slapping on the breasts not only heals self-healing, self-heals all kinds of breast cancer and breast tumor problems, but also many other problems such as depression, insomnia, thyroid problem, uterine fibroid, and many other problems. Why? Because there are 9 major meridians going through the breasts, such as heart, pericardium, liver, and even stomach meridian go through the breast. So in one word, slapping directly on the breasts heals many problems, especially the problems related with the lady's breasts and the womb and the heart. What about broken vessels? This is the question raised by many people. Some people, after seeing the SAR, might think, okay, are the vessels broken? The answer is no, 99% no. But sometimes it is necessary to break it, especially for some serious skin problems, such as psoriasis or some very itching problems. You'd better slap until the skin is broken, so that the poison or toxin, the blood or liquid will be expelled out of your body. Then you have a new skin. Then the healing will be much better. And also for some people with very serious heart disease or very high blood pressure, when you did slapping on the inner side of the elbow, the skin will automatically become broken. So if it is broken, don't panic. Why? This is a gift, because the healing will be even much better. Throughout history, in different civilizations, let blood out is actually a natural method, but here we don't purposely break the skin until it's bleeding. If it is broken, it's broken. It all happens naturally. You just do it naturally. You don't have to do it purposely until it is a very serious skin problem such as psoriasis. Now, where to begin with when you teach other people or even do it on yourselves? We always recommend knee, because legs and the knees are, most of the serious problems accumulate first. See, all people when they get old, the problems always start from their legs. See, they will have walking problems first. So this is a typical case. When I did the first seminar in face of 1,000 people in Singapore, I invited anyone from the audience to come here if they have a lower back pain or knee pain. So one 72-year-old man came up. So just right in front of the 1,000 people, we did Lajin, stretching. You can see from this photo. And then we slapped. Where to begin with? Even if the pain is knee pain, or the whole leg's pain, and also the lower back pain, we always begin with the knees, especially the back of the knee first. So just about 20 minutes. Now you can see after that, the gentleman already no longer use the two walking sticks. But the real happening was actually more dramatic. It appeared in the following day's Singapore newspaper. When you can see when the gentleman first came up, he was helped by two people, you see, to get up on the stage. After doing PaidaLajin, he began to run, you see. Then all of a sudden, he became Bruce Lee. Okay, this is out of our expectation. If it happened, it just happened. So 2 years later, when I came to Singapore again to do another speech, I saw him in the front line, so I invited him to be on the stage and to give his own presentation. You can see he packed all these newspapers in those days in the plastic, and even until now, he's in perfect shape. I later on gave him an interview. He told me that day was actually the day he was supposed to have a surgery in the hospital, but somehow he, guided by God maybe, he came to our seminar, and then he got away from the surgery and also from the walking sticks. Now, in the whole world, there are probably more than 50 countries or territories where people are doing PaidaLajin. This is in India, okay? This is the first Lajin bench in India. This in Taiwan. I even made a speech in Taiwan's Congress. This is for the Taiwan University. This is in Singapore's International Exhibition Center. This is in Penang, Malaysia. This is a workshop in Switzerland. This is a workshop in Germany, in Hamburg. This is for a company, German company, Bosch. I did 13 seminars for this company alone because so many people, almost to say maybe 90% of people working with the computer every day. So they have what we call computer syndrome. That is, they have neck problem, frozen shoulders, lower back pain, insomnia, etc. So you simply put a Lajin bench in the office. You do it every 2 hours or 1 hour. It's excellent healing, and it greatly increased work efficiency and decreased the leave for sickness. And even for the Muslim mosque. So far I've been doing all kinds of seminars and talks, not only in the Christian church, but also in Catholic church, and Buddhist temples, and also in the mosques for Muslims. Because PaidaLajin is only simply a lifestyle. It is not a religion. It's not even a medical treatment. You can do it. You don't need a license. You can do it anywhere, anytime. This is in South Africa's old age home. It's very, very popular. This is also for a small kingdom called Lesotho. I even gave a private session for His Majesty the King of Lesotho. And after giving a private session for the Archbishop, I was invited to give seminars at the nursing school. This is all the Catholic schools, okay, and also for different doctors. This is in Switzerland. Some of them are Western medical doctors, some of them are Chinese medical doctors. But they all love PaidaLajin because PaidaLajin can be combined with all the methods they are already using, no matter it's herbal medicine or kinesiology or acupuncture or chiropractic. It all works. And also especially good for the yoga people and the Tai Chi practitioners. Why? Because if you have some injuries or some pain problems, PaidaLajin will really, really help you a lot. So my dream is simply make everyone one's own healer. You can do it all by yourself. So every family has a healer or have more than one healer. Oh, what a beautiful world that will become. Now we come to talk about Lajin, okay? Because PaidaLajin means you have Paida, that is Latin, and you also have Lajin, okay? Lajin, two Chinese characters. La means stretch. Jin means ligaments or tendons. We do Paida and the Lajin because we have Jinsuo. Jinsuo means contraction or atrophy or degeneration of the function of Jin. Okay, Lajin means to stretch the ligaments. And in China, we have a very famous saying, extending the jin or the tendons by 1 inch will prolong your life by 10 years. This old lady got very serious knee and lower back problem when she was 90 years old. So after doing PaidaLajin, she has been doing better and better. All her problems are basically gone. So you can see now she's 96 years old. She can do better than most of the people who are younger than she is. This is a 65-year-old gentleman. You can see his legs are kind of all shrinked. It's like a shrimp, we say. This is called jinsuo. These are the people who are in the 40s or 50s. You can see from their, see, here, you can see from their postures how serious they have got the jinsuo or tendon contraction. These are all the symptoms related with the jinsuo, from neck stiffness to the pain problems on the lower back, on the leg, on the knee, or the frozen shoulders, to all these kind of chronic diseases. In one word, all diseases are related to jinsuo or to the contraction of the ligaments. From normal disease to serious chronic disease, or even to all kinds of known, unknown pains, they're all related with jinsuo. Okay, so this is why we should do Paida. In addition to Paida, we should also do Lajin. This is the most typical or most frequently used posture for doing Lajin. We call it reclining position. Now, if you look at the baby, a newborn baby is very young, it's very flexible. So if you put a baby or young boy or girl here, it's a piece of cake. They can do it easily and for a long time. But when they get older and older, their body get harder and more stiffness. And when you get very old, like 60s, 70s, or 80s, or you even get hunchbacked. So this is why we do Lajin. This reclining position is the best way. 99% of the population will use this one first. And you'd better use it with a Lajin bench. You can also do it on 2 chairs, but that is not very safe, and it's also not very comfortable. Another way to do Lajin is for your shoulders. You can simply do it on the door frame at home. Squatting is also a beautiful way, and probably one of the most beautiful positions for doing Lajin. We call it toilet position, because this is the most natural way for human beings to go to toilet. But now we are so-called civilized by sitting on the toilet. That is actually uncivilized, because by doing so, we are stripped off of a basic human right, Lajin. Because when you squat, you are already doing Lajin. But now many people, when they're not so old, they can no longer do the squatting position. So just imagine, if you're old or if you're sick, you cannot do the squat. Even if you go to the toilet, you have to be helped by others. That is not a good way of life, without much dignity. For those who have neck problems, you can sleep on the Lajin bench or a chair or a bed like this. You lean your arms and head, especially the neck, out of the edge. Then the gravity will pull it down. That is kind of stretching. And another most convenient way is just by sleeping without pillows. So now, for years, I've been sleeping without pillows. And it's very good for your neck. Now you can see many people are doing the squatting, okay, together. Whenever you have time, you can do it anywhere, at home, or even in a railway station, airport, whenever you get a chance, because it's so easy. Another good way is what we call standing. You just stand on the board. You have several steps. You can do the easy one, the middle one, and the most difficult one. This is extremely good for stretching all the meridians and the ligaments on the foot and also on the legs. From this photo, in our Pennsylvania workshop, you can see in the workshop, people are divided into different groups. You can do the lajin on the lajin table, on the lajin benches, and on the standing board, and also by simply squatting. What about pregnant women? Many ladies raise this question. I didn't know that at the beginning, but then some ladies told me, okay, during the pregnancy, they had many problems such as feel like vomiting or skin problem, swollen problem, insomnia, etc. So you can simply do the Paida. Of course, you can do the Paida on the 4 limbs, on the 4 general areas. Except the stomach, you can almost slap everywhere. But now what about Lajin? Same, you can do Lajin. These 2 ladies from the United States, they have been doing PaidaLajin throughout their pregnancy. So it virtually healed all the problems, self-healed all the diseases they encounter during the pregnancy. But the most important thing comes when the labor really happens. So when it is time to get the babies out, it's like drinking a cup of tea. Why? It takes mostly half an hour, then it's done. So it's easy. Why? Because when you do the PaidaLajin all the time, the passage has become more and more flexible. And also the babies in the womb have been playing with mom every day during the PaidaLajin because it's like playing the drum, or it's like dancing with the rhythm. So they all love it. We call this PaidaLajin baby. All these PaidaLajin babies, which means during the pregnancy, their mother have been doing PaidaLajin. So once these kind of babies are born, number 1, they're very healthy, and number 2, they all live PaidaLajin naturally. These are the books for PaidaLajin, okay, in English and also in Chinese, in Indonesian, different Indian languages, German, Spanish, and more than 10 languages now. The ebook can be easily available from Amazon. You can just input the name, PaidaLajin Self-Healing. For more information, you can get from YouTube, Facebook, and we have also a PaidaLajin website in English and Chinese, and also a pailala.org. By the way, some people ask me about the children's problem. In fact, PaidaLajin, especially Paida sleeping, works even better on the kids than on the adults. Why? Because the children, especially the babies, only several months, they don't have any education. They don't have any knowledge, so they don't have any judgment. They just 100% absorb the energy given by their parents. And for the children, you don't have to do a carpet bombing. Most of the problems, you can just focus on slapping the spine, the whole spine, for half an hour. For example, if a baby has a fever, or coughing, or diarrhea, you just very gently slap on the spine, on the whole spine. For other problems, if it is more serious, you can maybe do a little bit more on the 4 general areas too. Okay. For more information, you can also get on some of the app we have got so far, either in Chinese or in English. There are videos, there are Q&As, and also many thousands of case studies. Okay, you can do it through the search engine. Thank you.